Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Naledi, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about my rematch and how you can continue to thrive in the USA even on your second family. Guys, as some of you might know from the previous videos, my first family lived in California. So after my training school, I went to California. I met my host family. They were really nice to me. They helped me on a lot of things. They helped me to continue to practice driving until I was comfortable with driving, because at the time when I arrived, I was not comfortable with driving. They helped me towards that until I got my driver's license. They helped me toward my studies, because they just told me that, okay, Naledi, if you need if you see a course that you like, even if the money is a little bit extra, since they're supposed to pay $500 toward my education, they said that since that area is a little bit since the colleges in that area are a little bit expensive, they can help towards paying for the fees. So I was like, okay. I found a course that I liked. It was 720 something dollars, and I told them, and then they were like, okay. They were happy to help me, and they paid it, and I did my course and I passed, and they were just really supportive. But then there was a little bit of a disconnection somewhere somehow. And for me, being a person who has been raised to respect adults, it was a little bit difficult when the kids were very disrespectful, even to me and even to their parents, in the sense that that made me unhappy. Because when a kid just says something that is really disrespectful to you, and you just keep thinking about it, and you're like, oh, what did she say, what was that? And you're like, even when you go to sleep, you keep thinking about it. When you wake up, it's still on your mind, and you're like, oh, that was really uncalled for. And you continue to see the same behavior going on, even to the parents, like even the kids doing it to the parents too. And you're like, oh, okay. But then yeah, for me, that really made me unhappy, and as a result, we got a little bit disconnected with the kids. Even with the host family, we got a little bit disconnected, because I would try to enforce my values, which is like my what I believe is respect. And then for them, they were like, they had decided to let them do those kinds of things, because they say that, okay, it's gonna grow confidence in them. And for me, that was just uncalled for, and it was just making me unhappy, because when a kid talks back to you, it just for me, it was just uncalled for. So I was like, I got a little bit unhappy, and I got a little bit we got a little bit disconnected now. But like, we continued even though it was like that, and we continued. And then, like, the behavior was getting a little bit worse sometimes, and I was like, oh my god. And I would go to bed with a headache, and I would start thinking, okay, how do I do this? But like, whenever I think of a rematch, I would just try to sweep that thought away, because I was really scared of the rematch, of which that didn't help me. I was really scared of the rematch. I would push that thought away, and I would just be like, okay, I'm just gonna try to maybe to do something different. And of course, yeah, I also had to adjust on some things, because sometimes I would also because sometimes I also wanted, like, I also wanted to enforce the things that I have been taught. And sometimes I would not want them to just explore the things in their own way. Like, for example, when someone is doing something, and you are like, okay, that's not gonna work, and you just want to tell them that's just not gonna work. No, let's do it this way. This is the way that we do it. This is the way that it's done. And so when you try to do that, and then, like, the kids, they just would get like a little bit more resistant toward your lesson that you're trying to teach them. But then I also learned that I'm also supposed to like kind of just let them do that thing on their own, and then let them fail so that they come back and then ask if they want to ask for help, because sometimes they would really like want to do something on a different way, and I'll be like, no, it's not gonna work, and then they do it and then it works, and then they're like, oh yeah, we got it, and then they come back to you, they're like, we got it. So I also got to learn that, which was also good for me. And then we continued, and then like I also tried to get better. I also tried to learn, and then to adapt to the environment and to the way the things are going now, not in the way that I was raised. So I got a little better with the kids, and that relationship was starting to build up, and again they started to build up a trust in me, and so that was great. But with the parents, there was just a disconnection. One day in the morning, the host mom came to me after 8 months, maybe on the 8th month, on February. In the morning, she came. I woke up a little bit. I woke up a little bit. A little bit early. I went downstairs. I was not working the whole morning. I would start working from 2 to 6 o'clock. So that was also something that I didn't want to let go of. So so in the morning I just woke up, took a shower, and was just moving a little bit slow because I was not working. So I went down to the kitchen, and she was still there. But usually she would be gone already to work. So I just greeted her. I did a little something, and then I went to the computer room, and then I sat down and I was just turning on the computer when she was like, hey Naledi, could you please come here for a moment? And I was like, oh okay. I went there, and then she sat me down, and she was like, Naledi, we would like a rematch. And I was like, oh okay, all right. So okay, so we talked a little bit, and she told me she told me that okay, that was something that I wanted to tell you, and we are going to help you. We would like you to find a good family. We're going to help you, we're going to support you, and we would like you not to work, not to get the kids from school. I will always come back and get them. I went back to the computer room, and then I just stayed there, and I was like, I just breathed, and I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but I felt like, okay, I just need to be strong, and I'm just not gonna cry, because like, okay, I know that I knew from a long time ago that this was just not working, and I was also feeling a little bit miserable, of which that's not good for me. That's not a good experience that I want. So I was like, oh okay, this could be a good thing. So I thought about it, and I went up to my room, and I sat there a little bit, and I just didn't know what to do anymore, and I was a little bit I felt a little discouraged. I felt a little discouraged, and then I felt like, okay, I think I want to go. I think I just want to go back home. I'm scared of the rematch. I don't know if I'm going to find a better family, or what if I find the worst? I was thinking that, what if I find the worst family? Because like these people, they were nice still, even though like there was a little bit of a disconnection. I was thinking, what if I find the worst family? What am I going to do? And I was like, I just want to go home. So I was like, okay. I thought a little bit about it, and like I had also developed a lot of attachments to the area. Like I had found a church, and I was really attached to the church because I love going to church. I just love the church community. So I had developed a lot of connection. I was like, okay, I think I'm just gonna go back home. And then I was like, okay, let me think about this. Okay, let me just call someone from home, and just to get maybe an advice on what I can do. So I called one of my brothers that I really trust, and I was like, hi. I was like, hello, you know what, I think I want to come back home, because now I was starting to get really I was starting to get really comfortable to the place. I was starting to get really attached. I had a church, and now the family wants to rematch. I don't know if I'm going to find the right family again. I don't know if I'm still, and I was thinking that I'm still going to go back through the process of finding a good church. So but like he was like, oh Naledi, why do you, if you want to come back here, what are you going to do? You know, like there's unemployment. What if you stay another 6 months without finding it, without getting a job? What if you stay another 6 months without finding a job? What are you going to do? And it's better being there because there's a lot of opportunities, and you, and at least you're working. And I was like, oh, okay. And then and then I was like, okay, let me call someone else again. And then I called another brother, and I was like, hi, you know, I need advice. I don't know if I should go back home or if I should continue, because now the family wants to rematch, and I had found a church. And so he was like, oh Naledi, I think you are afraid of change. That's your problem. And when he said that, like it just turned on a light inside of me. Now I knew a reason not to go back home, because I was really afraid of change. I was so afraid of change that whenever I would think of the future, the only thing I would think about was the negative. What if I find what if I find the worst family? What if this happens? What if it's going to take me and it's going to take me longer again to find another family? And so I really thought about it, and I was like, oh yeah, really, that's my problem. I'm afraid of change. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get a family, and I'm gonna have a great time, even if I find another family in a different state. So I continued. I looked for I searched for a family, and believe you me, it was really hard. It was a really hard process for me. First of all, I wasn't getting any families on my profile. They give you this specific time, this specific time to find a family, and then if you don't find a family throughout that time, then you have to go back home. Then you get to, they book your flight, and then you go back home. So there were there would be one family or two families that are on my profile, but then when I write to them, when I connect to them and write to them so that we can schedule a meeting, they would not respond. They would not respond for a long time, and maybe come back and say, oh, we found another person, and then they would disconnect. So that was really hard for me, and I was really getting even more anxious. So I continued, I stayed, and then on I think it was my very last week on the process, and then my time would be over, and I was getting really anxious. So when I went, so I saw an email from a family, and then I went on my profile. Then they had wrote, oh, hi Naledi, we saw your profile, and we just like that you are a Christian. We really like that you are a Christian. We are also a Christian family. We like going to church together, and we would like to connect with you. And so and I looked at their profile. I looked at the kids, and I just fell in love with the kids. They were super cute. So I connected with the family, and then we scheduled a meeting. We scheduled a meeting, a FaceTime meeting. So I FaceTime with the host mom, and then we spoke, and like she was really good, she was really nice, and I really felt like a connection. And then we scheduled another meeting again so that I could speak with the kids, and I was really excited to meet the kids because they were so cute. And then I talked with the okay, so we scheduled the meeting with the kids, and then I talked with the kids. The first thing they asked me when I picked up my phone, and they were like, hi Naledi, are you going to come here for a sleepover? Like they were really anticipating me, and that was exciting for me. So I felt really excited about that, and I just loved them. I just fell in love with them, and I was like, oh yeah, I am going to come and sleep over. And they're like, are you going to come on Friday? And I was like, yes, I'm going to come on Friday. So So we ended the call and I was like so excited. So she spoke with her LCC, we got matched, and then I started to prepare for going. And like, it was on a Friday now. I went and then I went. It was the whole 6 hours again because I was moving still from the west back to the east. So I went the whole 6 hours and then I got there. The host mom, I met the host mom there. We met and they hugged. They were really nice. They were super nice. So we met and then so we went to the house and then I met the host there, the host dad. We ate Haitian food. So I had a great time with the kids. Like we bonded on the very first days. I would take them to a school, I think, for a week or two, and then on the third week there was lockdown. You know, we bonded really well during the lockdown. We did activities together, and the younger twin always is always like she's observative. She always observes things, and she likes it when someone does things, and she tells you when you're doing great, and she also tells you when you're not doing great, which is not good sometimes. But like she would hug me, I love you, no lady. I'll be like, I love you too, and I like playing with you. I'll be like, I like playing with you too. She'll be like, so whenever I go to my room, they're going to be like, Nate, are you going to take a nap? And I'm going to say, and I would say, yes. I'd like, we would like to go take a nap with you. And then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, let's go take a nap together. And then we go downstairs, and then and then they don't take a nap. They just keep making noise. They keep playing together, and like that was just really amazing. And I just really liked that. So I really enjoyed my time there, and I learned a lot, and I also tried to change my ways, and also try to get like to let them to let them explore and fail if they have to, so that they ask for help. And then whenever they ask for help, then that's when I offer to help. And then sometimes I'll just let them know that, okay, let's do this thing, and then if you need help, just ask me, I'm gonna help you. So that's how we did it, because they also would like to explore and to learn on their own sometimes, and they also like to come with their ideas and just feel like they're adults. So yeah, and I think I'm gonna stop there for now. And you can don't be afraid of rematch. I want to tell you that even before you go to the United States, just don't be afraid of rematch. But yeah, always be positive and tell yourself that, okay, as I'm going to go to the United States, I'm going to stay there for at least a year, and then I'm gonna decide then if I'm going to extend. But please don't come back before your year ends. Tell yourself even before you go there that I'm going to make it work. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna have to rematch and find another family. There's a lot of families there that are really nice, that there's a lot of families that you can find your perfect match. Even on your second match, you can find your perfect match. So if you liked this video, please subscribe, like and share, and also comment at the comment box. And if you'd like us to connect on Facebook, Instagram, I'm going to put the links in the descriptions. And for now, it's a bye.